Hello, everyone. My name is Timmy Tran, and as you may know, I am the DM of this absolutely wonderful game called Ira Bryn. You may know that I'm the DM since I talk 95% of the time, maybe even 96, but let's not stretch too far here. Now, I'm here to recap what happened in the very last episode. The very last episode, the time for Sigma and Helene's agreed upon meeting is coming to a close. And before that, Sigma and Helene took some time to themselves before the meeting. Helene goes out with her retainer Elias to perform some morning festivities, train a little bit, and kind of get themselves warmed up and situated for the day. Sigma, in the meanwhile, wakes up a little bit later and goes to have some breakfast in the dining hall. It is here where he meets a mischievous half-elven boy named Felix Umberfell. Now, Felix Umberfell is from House Umberfell, surprisingly, and they are renowned as the House of Whispers. Uh, he- during this small encounter, Felix informs Sigma that he has ears everywhere, and that he'll be watching his house leader with great interest. Ooh. So after that little encounter, Helene and Sigma finally meet up at their agreed upon time, and the two would go on to have a casual meeting where they pet some stray animals, talk about their homeland, do some fishing, had an encounter with a merchant called Anna. I wonder who she is, and witness and partake in some battles on the training ground. Eventually, the two parted ways, with Helene remaining at the training ground, sending first years, second years, everyone who challenged her, sending them flying across the training grounds with the swing of her hammer. And Sigma was to head back up to retrieve the retainers, who were having their own little get together, Otero and Elias. Now, on the way to the dormitory, Sigma encounters Felix once more, who lets Sigma know that he knows a lot more about their current predicament at hand. That current predicament being the situation between the nobles and Elias and Otero. And he might let on that he might be responsible for some of the things going on in this particular predicament. Ooh. Sigma heads back up to witness a heated encounter between a group of Silverline nobles and the two retainers. Elias is covered with a few bruises, and it seems like one of the nobles had their nose displaced. Sigma, leaping into action, helps to alleviate the situation by helping the two retainers escape, and makes Elias promise not to tell Helene about the situation as he tried to fix it. Meanwhile, the Silver Lion nobles are making their way to the faculty office, ready to report on what just occurred. Sigma eventually returns Elias to Helene after healing him and relieving him of his bruises, and the last session ended with Sigma bringing Felix into his room for a private discussion about what happened. And that's where we left off. And that's where we'll pick up in today's session of Ira Bryn.
I'm ready for this super secret session.
Oh, fuck.
keep it on the down
Here we
low.
go.
It's very hush hush.
Okay, so
I kill him.
where we last left off, Sigma had just invited Felix into his room. After Felix let Sigma on to something that he might know. I worded that very poorly, but anyways. Okay, so Felix enters your room, and he begins to look around with a false sense of amazement and wonder in his eyes. He says, "Oh wow, your room looks very spiffy, my lord."
Please, feel comfortable sitting anywhere you'd like.
Hmm. And he immediately just takes a seat on your bed. You close the door behind you. He says, "All right, so why have you summoned me into your quarters?"
If I'm to be honest, Felix, I'm rather curious as to what information you truly know. Because I have a feeling that your skill set could be quite valuable to me, I suppose.
And that's all I wanted for to happen, my lord. He, he says, "Well, so, what questions do you have that I may answer?"
Well, what do you know about me?
Oh, the better question, my lord, is what do I not know about you? Being the son of the Lord Paramount of the North, you're quite the important figure. I couldn't help but do all of my research on you that I could. But let's let me reach forward a little bit more here. What do I know about you? Well, I can keep going on and on about that, but let's talk about something a little bit more interesting. Let's talk about your retainer.
Um, which one?
You know, the armless one. The one that, in possibly a couple of hours, can find himself expelled from this school.
That does seem to be a very real possibility.
Mm.
But, you know, Felix, I can't help but shake the feeling that perhaps you may not be the one who sicked those silver lions on him. How exactly am I supposed to trust that that was your doing?
Hmm. How can I prove it to you, my lord?
Well, I feel like you may know that better than I, if you really did command them or bribe them or whatever it is that you did.
I didn't command them or bribe them. Like I said earlier, rumor is a dangerous weapon, my lord, especially in nice concentrated doses.
Well, let's say, for sake of argument, that you are the one who did that. The next logical question would be, why?
He just smiles and he says, "Do you wish to prosper, my lord? Do you wish for the entirety of the House of the Blue Wolves to flourish and prosper under the rule of the next Lord Paramount of the North, Sigma Vilcase?"
I do hope that is a redundant question.
That person you brought, he's a dog. He will do nothing but bring you down with him. I was just doing you a favor. Conversely, that other boy, what was his name? Elias, right?
What about him?
Now, someone told me that Elias is a commoner boy, and you see him use air quotes around commoner, that was brought in by a noble house. His case is much like Ottero's case, it seems like. But when it came to Ira Bryn, it seemed like Helene. You know who Helene is, correct?
He'll nod.
It seemed like Helene requested for him to specifically come, much at the chagrin of other nobles. Now, imagine this. Imagine that the person, that Helene Sibelius, the leader of the Black Boars, imagine if her retainer, that she chose specifically, got into trouble on the first day and was expelled from the school. How would that look on her reputation?
So, this was to weaken the black bars?
And strengthen us?
Did you really know that Elias would act in such a foolish way?
No, that was but a serendipitous incident. Those four, they were originally for, Otero, but it seems like Elias has involved himself in the situation just fine. It's really saved me time from creating another scheme. Perfect, too.
I understand your logic, I suppose, but I would like to say that for the time being, I do have good reason to keep Arturo around. Um, as for Elias, that doesn't seem very, well, kind-hearted of you to try to get him expelled from the school. I mean, we're all simply students here, aren't we?
He looks at you with an arched eyebrow, almost suggestive in nature. He goes, "Are we, my lord?" And he smiles in a half coy smile. Just say the word, and the boy will be out of your hair, and the black boars will crumble.
I have to ask you but one more time. What do you know about the heir to the Vilcase name throne?
He takes a bit, and the whole time he is smiling at you. He says, "Well, now, I'll have to keep that knowledge under wraps. For that is my greatest weapon against you, should it ever come to it."
As long as you are aware that my family is, well, let's just say that I trust that you're smart enough to know that a weapon against me could be a death sentence against you.
Hmm. The death sentence. The best kind of spoken word. Smiles.
For the time being, I would like to keep our relations with the other houses more passive. Um, However, I will keep that offer in mind, lest we ever have to use it.
Oh dear. How drab. Now I have to go and unravel the spider web I've created. Are you sure, my lord? Are you very sure?
It's a bit too early to cause any real chaos, I think.
But at the stages of our infancy, he just he just stops and he nods his head. But I will do as you say.
Well,
There's a knock on the door.
that was all. Oh,
Uniforms.
he'll open the door a smidge.
You see, you see a tan-skinned boy. He's currently dragging around this wagon, and you see like it's these thinly wrapped parcels tied with string. He goes, Vocase.
Yes?
He grabs one of the packages and kind of like hands it out towards you. Um, says, this is your uniform.
Oh, he'll grab it. Thank you.
If anything doesn't fit or you need extra, just come to the faculty office. Thank you. And he goes on, knocking on each door down the hallway.
We'll just close the door again.
Mm-hmm.
If there was nothing
You look
else,
back, and
Felix.
Felix is gone.
Well, I'm getting a $50 bonus because I called that one. Um, he's gonna look at the window.
Mm-mm. Look at the window. Has it been opened? The,
He's gonna,
you
he's, you go ahead.
you hear the sound of your doorknob turning, and you look back, and you see Felix standing there. With his hand on the door, about to exit. He looks at you, and he goes, "Of course, I'm always at your beck and call, my lord."
Have a good day, Felix.
You too. And he opens the door, and closes it.
Well,
Fuck that guy.
I love him. I
Why?
really like him.
Fuck him.
So Sigma's I guess he's gonna try on his uniform. Well, what time is it? I forget. Like it's like night, right? It's almost night.
Now it's like we're just approaching the evening.
Okay. Yeah, he's gonna put his uniform on. We'll go do something.
You look at your uniform, and you kept in mind of the uniforms you saw on the on the on the other Blue Wolf students. Yours, the moment you see it, it is strikingly different from all the other ones. You see that yours has like the body of the like typical black uniform, but this one comes with a quilted like a fur lined hood with it, wolf's fur.
Nice. I can't wait to see that.
Mm-hmm. Hey, there's also a cord on your shoulder. You know the ones that military officers wear. I don't know what it's officially called, but
Cord.
like a rope, like you know.
You mean the little like belt thing that has all of their like ranks on it and stuff,
No,
like
no, no,
their
it's like
stars.
on their shoulder. It's like a rope.
Yeah, I know.
Hmm.
I gotcha.
There's that. It denote.
It's like buttoned in or whatever.
It denotes your leader status.
Yeah.
Among the other, um, among the other sets of uniform is your summer gear, more tannish in nature, much more light, short sleeves and shorts and such, and your physical training gear, which is just light gray clothing.
Hmm. Nice. Well, he'll put his uniform on and we'll find something to do.
All right.
Hmm. Gotta catch up to Helene somehow.
So you go ahead and open up the door, and as you do, and you walk outside, there's there is another person standing off to your left. She is currently looking at a package being held in her hand. She has a she has a head of this nicely cared for kind of whitish blonde hair, wearing a headband. She has a headband on, and to on the right side of her head is this white flower. She's clad in this silver armor, and you see that the that the that the collar the collar on her armor has eagle feathers on it.
Oh, I guess. Is she my neighbor?
uh,
Is she the next door neighbor?
that's what you get. That's what you can find out.
Oh, well, with his 10 charisma, Sigma will go over and, like, approach her.
She looks up at you, and you see immediately she she's in this she has this distinct air of refinedness to her. As she stands up straight, she smiles at you with a curt smile, and holds the package uh, in one hand and her wrist in the other. She goes, "Oh, greetings."
Uh, Hello. Are you the owner of this room?
Yes, that is what I believe. It has my name here.
Oh, well then it appears we're going to be neighbors.
Oh, well,
Uh,
that's an exciting
his
notion. Pardon my rudeness. She holds out a hand. My name is Evelyn von Adler.
Sigma is gonna grab her hand. Um, I'm Sigma Velkase. It's nice to meet you.
Sigma Vilcase. She smiles. Says, "Oh, you are the leader of the Blue Wolves."
Yes, that's correct.
She 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 smiles again and nods towards you. She's very formal and very but you can tell that she's a bit stiff around her just general posture and her mannerisms, like she's been operated to do this.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be looking forward to the rest of the year, Mr. Velcase.
It's it's Sigma. We're not, you know. It's fine. You can call me by my first name.
Ah, Sigma. It'll take a while to get used to, but I will. I hope we become I hope we become good friends down the line.
If I may ask, which house are you a part of?
Ah, I am part of the Black Boars.
Hmm.
Have you met my leader, Helene Sibelius?
Yes. Lena and I have been acquainted with one another. Um, well, I will let you get back to your activities, but perhaps we will see each other very shortly.
Yes. He nods politely towards you. I bid you farewell.
He's gonna give her a little bow and mosey his way down the hallway. Why'd I have to have the detective right next to me?
Hmm?
Why'd I have to have the Inquisitor be my next door neighbor?
You like her.
We'll
So,
see. Well, seeing as how it's an appropriate-ish time, Sigma will go to the only place he knows how to go to, the dining hall, and get his dinner before he does anything else.
mhm. So you go ahead and make your own trek down the dining hall, and by this time, when it's during the evening, sunset is young and it is coming. It is expected. Um, so make way to the dining hall, and it's filled. Hungry students coming up from training are piling in, and they're trying to grab they're grabbing their food and such. So you go ahead and wait in line. And what is on the agenda for today is braised beef with peach and ginger,
Hmm.
pickled pears and ginger.
Oh, nice. Well. that sounds delicious. While I'm waiting in line, or while Sigma is waiting in line, uh, he's gonna survey the dining room as he always does to see if there's any familiar faces, so I can fail this perception check.
You look around and you don't need to make a perception check. You're not in a situation right now to find any familiar faces, and you do spot Felix in the corner, in the far corner of the room, talking to a group of individuals. They seem to be entertained. It seems to be a casual conversation going on between him and three other individuals, two boys, one girl, all from the same house, Blue Wolves. Let's see. You look over yonder, sitting at a table, sitting at the same place she was before is Linda Alistair, but this time there are more people around her. You see some people attempting to talk to her, but she seems to have a cold wall up. They talk to her. She doesn't say anything back, and then they move on to each other.
Hmm. Well, Sigma's not gonna sit with either of those people. He'll find a more isolated table, and he'll eat his foodstuffs.
Okay. So as you just kind of you sit down and you begin eating, you immediately, as soon as you sit down, you pick up the food before it even goes into your mouth. You says, excuse me, is this seat taken? And you look up and you see an excitable, but she's currently impatient on her foot, a white tiefling. It's kind of bopping up and down. She looks at you, waiting for an answer.
He'll just gesture his hand out for her to sit down.
She says, "Oh my God, thank you so much." And she sits down. Oh, goodness gracious, I've been walking around for, I swear, what felt like days.
He's not gonna say anything. He's just gonna keep eating.
She looks at your uniform. You see that her eyes are grasping in nature. She goes, "Oh, hmm." She, and then she just you see she scrunches up her face as she taps her chin, trying to pin something on about you. Hmm.
Hmm.
She's staring. She goes, "Oh!"
Did
As she slams her fist into the middle of her hand, she goes, "You must be the leader of the Blue Wolves."
I've gotten that a lot recently.
And she giggles like, "Am I wrong?"
He'll extend a hand. I am Sigma Vilcase. I am the leader of the Blue Wolves.
She seems excited at the notion of you extending your hand, and she takes it. Her hands are warm, and she just gives it an excited little shake. I'm Diane Luclara. It's a good pleasure to meet you. And you've met a Luclara before.
I did. I met I should have my notes open here. I met where is it? A. I didn't get her first name. I know she's the library. Well, she's not really the librarian. She's the wizard teacher, but she was the librarian when I was there.
Yeah.
But she didn't give her first name. So, um, you wouldn't happen to be the daughter of Miss Luclara, the wizard teacher?
She she claps her hands and nods like, "Yes, you are correct in that regard." She also works in the library, and she's the main teacher for the Crimson Griffins.
I see.
Yeah, we kind of get around.
Gotta update my notes. Oh, I get this information. Um, well, it's nice to put a face to the name. I met your mother. She told me a little bit about you.
Oh, really? What did she say?
Um, Not much.
Oh, she just sounds her face looks like one of disappointment for a second. She goes, "Well, whatever the case may be, I'm looking forward to getting to know you for the next 3 years. We're gonna be classmates. It's gonna be great."
Classmates, are you a wizard?
Well, yes. What I mean by classmates is just we're gonna be in the same school.
Ah, by that logic, everyone's your classmate, correct?
Mm-hmm. She she nods. It's not something that everyone shares, though. Everyone thinks that we have to be separated from each other's houses. But I think everyone can get along together and learn from each other.
Hmm. Speaking of which house are you a part of?
Ah, I'm from the Silver Lions.
Hmm. Interesting.
Well, technically, I'm supposed to be part of the Crimson Griffins, but
Were you not accepted into the Griffins?
well, it was just my place of residence that kind of edged me towards the Silver Lions. But I'm happy
Ah,
with where I am.
hmm. Seems like just trying to eat his food.
She hasn't picked up her spoon at all.
Oh
It,
my
you're just
gosh.
trying to eat between her bursts of excited energy.
So, you are a wizard, correct?
Yes, she nods. Um,
Uh,
I'm specialized in a special sort of wizardry. If you if it's okay for me to show you.
um, and like, are the schools of magic like a real thing?
Yeah, all of
Like in
them.
this, like people know what evocation and divination and stuff.
Oh
Like it's
yes,
it's in
yes.
universe.
Each
Okay.
there's like a different teacher for each two subjects.
So they're like known. Like divination's like a known school of
Yes,
wizardry.
yes.
Okay. I just want to know. Oh, go right ahead. As long as
Hmm.
it's not necromancy.
Oh God, no. Oh dear. She kind of she puts an inquisitive finger up to her chin for a second. She goes, hmm. Okay. What's look around you? What's in a She says, "Give me something that you think is impossible to do."
Impossible.
Mm-hmm. Maybe I can
He'll
fling.
look around for a moment.
Maybe I can fling my fork around and make it land and throw it backwards and have it land in someone's specific plate.
Well, with the use of magic, I doubt that would be possible.
No, no, not magic. Fortune telling.
Fortune telling.
I can
So,
predict the future. You see.
Suma's like thinking for a second. Uh-huh. Um, how do you mean?
Well, when someone does something, I can look briefly ahead in the future and well, I see. I'll see if I can tweak it around a little bit towards my favor.
That sort of sounds like divination almost.
Well, it's not magic. It's something that's more in line with my senses. You know
Hmm.
she's bullshitting. She's just trying to flavor it.
Yeah, like he's very, very skeptical. Like he kind of knows what divination does, but he'll humor her. Um, could you give me an example? Let's say, perhaps, I believe it would be impossible for me to. And he's gonna look around for a moment. Is Felix still within line of sight?
Yes.
He's going to shift. Do you see that young boy there?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Well, I would say it's most likely impossible that I could take this fork, and he grabs a fork, throw it in the complete opposite direction and have it hit him in the head.
She kind of leans forward with a daring smirk on her face. She goes, "I say you could."
And that's because you have,
That's because I said so. And she boops you on the nose.
uh, so if I did do this, then you're guaranteeing that it would happen?
She nods. 100%.
Hmm. Well, I'm not one to doubt. I believe you. Although, now that I think about it, it may not be the best idea to throw utensils at random students.
Perhaps a light throw? I think it won't hurt much.
If you would like to, he'll give him he'll give her his fork.
Mm-hmm.
You can go ahead and demonstrate. I'm sure your chances of completing it would be just as, well, impossible as mine.
She pinches it and holds it towards her. She says, "That boy right there, right?"
Yes.
And you see her, she kind of holds it forward and then tosses it back. It sails through the air into the crowd of students, and then it just disappears.
Um, I was kind of expecting it to curve around and
Hey, what the hell was that? You see a half orc stand up. He's holding his head and he's holding the utensil, and he's looking towards your direction, not towards you, but your direction specifically.
Seema's just gonna like put his head down and like have his knife and spoon trying to get into his
he
food.
just it came from over there. Who did this? Who threw this? He says,
Now may be
"No
a good
one."
time for you to fix
And
this.
he just throws it randomly, and you see it soar through the air, and it a furious throw, not concentrated in any manner, and it just right into the side. It taps onto the side of Felix's head. Felix, you look at Felix's expression. He has closed eyes. You see, he just kind of takes in a breath through his teeth. He smiles. He relaxes once more as the people who are talking to are just trying to kind of like asking him if he's okay, and they're giving him a worried expression. But it was ultimately nothing. A bit of food was still stuck in that fork. Felix just kind of wipes it off. As you see, some other Golden Moose members are kind of currently guiding the half orc out.
Huh.
I did it.
That is quite the unusual power. Well, I do hope that the reason you use that, or the way you use that ability, is a bit more what's the word? Controlled? That seems like a rather powerful thing to just use willy-nilly on little pranks and such.
I mean, I guess you're right. What use do you think I can use it for? What's in your mind? Like maybe winning the lottery, or you visibly see her eyes turn into to gold coins. Hmm.
You may not want to try that. The people who run the lottery would probably be rather upset with you. I think.
She winks.
But
They won't know.
on the battlefield, perhaps you could use it to protect your allies or make them stronger. I don't know.
Hmm. With that suggestion, you see that she's actually a bolt of inspiration surges through her. She goes, "You're right. Mmm, mmm." She taps her nose and points to
If
you.
uh, if I may, because I gave you that idea, perhaps the next time I'm in a fight, you may be willing to assist me a tad. And he kind of looks around a little bit. I have to kind of keep up appearances that I'm, the big, strong leader, but if I'm to be honest, I'm a bit nervous.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, I'm so good at those. Not 20. Not 10.
She just kind of goes. She says, "Hmm. Well, if I'm fighting alongside you on a battle, and well, you could definitely count on me."
Well, that was worth a shot. Um, Thank you, uh, Diane.
She nods, and by this point, you kind of finish your food.
With my spoon.
Mm-hmm. And she hasn't touched any of hers. Oh,
Well,
dear. Got really caught up in my fortune telling that I didn't eat anything. Oops! She knocks on her own head.
I'll leave you to your meal. You might want to eat it before it gets too cold.
Mm-hmm, that's right. You know what they say.
He looks at her.
Fuck. A cold meal is a um a dish. Revenge is best served
Did you
cold, and
really do
revenge doesn't taste
this?
so good, huh?
Did you really just try to start that without having an end game?
I was.
What did you expect?
She goes, "Well, revenge is a dish best served cold, and no one likes to eat revenge."
Do people say that?
She nods energetically.
Well, it was nice meeting you, Miss Lou Clara. Perhaps we'll see each other in class.
Yes, I'll be looking forward to it.
He'll take his dish and put it away.
Oh, Felix got fucking punked.
I'm sure Jenny will be happy about that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell her, because she can't watch this. Actually, she could watch this.
It's honestly not that bad.
Technically. No.
Yeah, no big things.
Probably because Nick isn't here. Well, we'll wait for Arturo to wake up. Alright, well that's done. Um hmm. You alright? Getting your office supplies?
Yeah, I got my fat ass water bottle.
Man, what is there to do at this school other than like fight people and talk about your feelings?
Hot springs.
We're not there yet.
The guild halls and some of the stuff have not opened yet. Like a lot of stuffs aren't really open until school starts,
Mm-hmm.
which is in
Hmm.
2 days.
Well, well. For the time being, since I really don't have anything else to do, Sigma can, I'll probably just head back over to the library again.
Okay. On your way there, as your mind wanders a bit during your trek from the dining hall to the library, which is a nice sizable bit. You you catch a familiar sight, kind of flitting through the crowd. She's very small, petite in nature, and you swear you saw her somewhere before. She currently has her kind of her eyes towards the book, and she's walking your way at this moment. She's not wearing the typical the uniform get up as of the moment. She's wearing a sort of well, what you expect to find for hunters to wear? Very light clothing, a kind of raggedy hood on the back of um her tunic. Hold on one second.
I can see the picture.
She sports high reaching wood elf ears and a head of black hair. And
Hmm.
she has a white cape on. You can see the picture.
Well, let me just do this real quickly. Hold on. Yeah, alright. It's good enough for me. It's probably been a long time. Um, Sigma is gonna like stop and look at this girl for a brief moment and like think about it. And after a second, he'll sort of intercept where she's walking to.
She stops as soon as you get in her path. She looks up towards you. She blinking blankly.
Tech. Yeah. Okay. I came to a realization about this, but this should be fine. Um. Uh. Rika, is that you?
She pauses for a bit. And she leans close to you with her face. And she sniffs you. She leans back. She goes, Sigma. Hmm. She closes the book. It's been a while.
It's been a very long while. I didn't expect to see you here so soon.
Ah, well, I arrived here 3 days prior. She's quiet and brief.
Um, he's gonna like look around for a second. Uh, would you care to speak somewhere that's not a bustling hallway?
Oh, um, yes, if that is okay with you.
Do you have any particular destination you're going to right now? I was on my way to the library.
Oh, I was simply trekking to the dining hall, but I can make a small pit stop.
Ah, okay. Well then, shall we?
Yes, we shall. She's still that ever awkward Rika that you know a bit.
It's cuter when you're a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll go to the library. Man, all the romantic interests are just piling up to me. I can't handle all this anime tension.
Oh, who do you
Can
got?
you can you hear the enthusiasm in my voice?
What do you got on your plate so far? What are you looking at,
Felix,
Felix?
um, Diane,
Diane?
Arturo,
I don't
Anna. I don't know.
know.
The koi.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
So, as you began breaking off from the crowd, um, you notice that Rika moves like a shadow. She she moves beside you. All of her steps are completely utterly soundless. And you take her eyes for off her for a second. She just becomes you just. There are times where you just don't feel her presence at all. She says, "Um, when did you arrive here?"
Was it 2 days ago, right?
It was
Two
about a
days
day
ago, I think.
ago. It was
Yesterday.
yeah.
Um, I arrived yesterday, actually.
Ah, then that's it. She's not good.
I know she's not good. I gotta open a document real quick to make sure I know what I'm talking about. Um, so your parents sent you here to represent House Fanatus?
Um, that is not correct. What happened was I felt the need to go out and see if I may explore the world on my own. My mother suggested that would try my hand at Ira Bryn.
I see. Um, I assume you're going to be a part of the Blue Wolves house, correct?
Yes, going forward. And
Hmm.
I assume you are going to be leading, correct?
Yes, that's how it looks for right now.
That is good. I am comforted by that fact.
Um, he like he thinks for a moment, trying to figure out something to say. Um, so, how was the journey here from Fanatus?
She just kind of shakes her head. She goes, "Oh, it was nothing of note. Though entering into Honorador is a trip on its own. I'm not used to the climate here, as they say.
Yes, it is rather warm, isn't it?
Yes, horribly so.
Yeah. Um, how's the how has your house been over these years? I haven't really seen you in a long time. We were kids when I came to visit.
Yes, we have diligently been maintaining the borders against monstrosities over the many years. We have been doing well. How about you and your father?
Oh well, you know my father. He's been keeping things under control, but nothing of too much note has really happened aside from well, it's been mostly fine, I suppose.
Hmm.
Um,
I must ask you something,
oh
Sigma.
yes.
She turns to you straightly. She looks at you with her usual blank face. And she goes, How have you been adapting to the fact that there are many people here in Ira Bryn?"
Oh, well, if I'm to be honest, it's not the most comfortable, but I have I feel like I've been adapting decently. How about you? I know you're more used to isolation, I suppose.
She crosses her arms. She goes, "I am not used to there being so many people at once. Individuals would come up to me and they would ask me questions that I don't understand. I don't know how to talk to them." Or she goes, "I a lot of individuals from the Golden Moose have been saying yo to me. What does yo mean?"
What does yo mean? It's I believe it's a greeting. In their culture, it's like saying hello, but they're much more informal over there.
Hmm. She thinks about it for a second. She says, I have much to learn about the cultures of other people.
Well, that's part of why this school exists, to have the up and coming stars of the country, I suppose, get together and learn more about each other so that in the future everything will be more peaches and cream, as they say over in
Peaches,
Folger.
peaches and cream. What does that mean?
It's another Konikin expression. It means everything will be very happy and joyous.
Hmm. She thinks about it for a second. She just goes, strange.
Well, you can expect a lot of that coming from the different cultures at this school. At the least, you do have other blue wolves from similar areas you could associate with. They might be more attuned to what you're used to when it comes to people.
She nods. She says, yes, I have been finding many of my comforts in other blue wolves. But even then, while I attempt to hold the occasional conversation, it seems that people are put off by me.
Hmm. Do you have any idea why?
Known. And she says that in the most deadpan way possible. You haven't seen her smile once in your whole entire life, or
Yeah.
anything. She's had the same expression.
I can't imagine why. Well, perhaps you'll find out soon enough. If I may recommend, though, people in this school tend to find it odd when the person they're talking to just stops himself. I think you'll figure it out soon enough. You'll be fine.
You've stopped. What were you going to say?
Well,
This is so great.
it's it's just that the people here are used to individuals who are constantly smiling. Um, and of course, you don't really smile that much yourself. Perhaps that's why they're off-put,
Well,
I
this is true.
suppose.
Uh, this is true. There is no good to pretending to be someone that I am not.
I
I
know.
do not smile. That is who I am.
I'm just saying maybe that's the reason why they're off-put. Perhaps you just need to find individuals who are more alike to yourself.
More alike to myself. She looks at you. That might be true, yes.
Well, I'm glad we established that.
The library?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh no.
She's gonna be saying a lot of stuff now. Be careful what you say to her.
I know.
Hmm?
I know.
Okay. The two of you head to the library alongside one another. Let's see. God, I have to juggle so many characters.
You don't have to put anyone else in this scene. You don't
Yeah,
have to.
I'm done there. This is just you and Rika now, hopefully.
Okay. Well, thankfully for you, or maybe not thankfully, I already know what I want to look at. Sigma's gonna try to find a book on divination magic.
Okay. A short trek leads you to the leads you to magical books. Not magical books in the sense that they actually offer you magic. Those are currently you find quickly that those books, spell books and the like, are kind of locked away or kept to another part of the library that has been forbidden access to until the school year starts. You find
Lame.
books mostly talking about the effects of divination magic on the history of people, stories and such. Nothing that's just straight outright teaches you anything
Yeah.
divination magic related.
Um, that's what I figured. Well, if there's any book that's about like how it like not how it works, but like how it affects things or how people use it, then that would be what he is looking for.
Okay, you
If he can't find one that explains like how it works exactly.
okay you do find one, but it's kind of jammed in between a bunch of other subjects of about other magic and their effects. The book is like sort of a crash course on all the magical schools of wizardry.
Oh, it's better than nothing.
She goes, "What is that?"
Oh, this is some research that I'm doing for a classmate of mine.
Ah, magic.
Yes, she uses a type of magic that I'm not extremely familiar with, so I figured I would try to learn up on it, but it appears these books are a bit too vague for me.
Hmm. And she just grunts, and that's it.
While we're here, is there anything you would like to take from the library? I won't hold you if you want something to read yourself.
Duh. Um, at the current moment, no. I am currently lending myself to another book. She holds it up. This was the book she was reading. Um, shit mata. What's the book title? Oh my god, my notes are so messed up.
Dame, dame,
Dame
dame,
done.
dame, no, no, yo.
You recognize the name. It is one of the more prominent names of someone from House Fanatis. It is a story about the elf who slayed a ancient dragon with a single arrow.
Ah, that's alien, right?
Alien.
Alien. Oh, I see. You're reading that story again.
Yes, it's important to take inspiration from my ancestors.
Are you planning on slaying any dragons anytime soon?
No, that would be foolish.
I don't know what I expected.
No hint of
Um,
sarcasm there. I
well,
have an academy to. I have classes to attend,
right.
and I do not know the location of any dragon.
Well,
Nor do I believe that I have the ability to take it out with a single arrow.
well,
But I'm sure through the clicks.
um, I see. Well, it's good to keep yourself well informed on the history of your house.
I agree. What about you, Sigma? What about House Fokase?
Oh, well, Kase, I know most of what's been going on for the past 100 years or so. The more ancient things aren't quite as relevant nowadays.
She's looking at you.
Why? Is there something you wish to know?
I am only interested as all. It is important that we know about our roots.
Oh, I understand. Of course, we all share similar roots. what with the desolation and all. But I assure you, I do know the history of my house very well. It's all I studied for the early part of my childhood, other than learning how to hunt and wield a lance.
She nods. Your relic, uh, your house's relic. Chill, was it? Oh yeah, your relic weapon, like your house's legendary weapon, is a spear. It's called Chill.
Yeah, I know.
They dropped that on you. I know Jenny made fun of it, didn't she?
Yes, you did.
I know. I told her that, and she just chill out.
Is that the correct quote? Is that the correct quote?
Yep.
Yes, I do hope that someday perhaps I'm able to. What about, your house's relic? Is it still in safekeeping?
Ah, yes, of course. My mother keeps it clean and sharp each day.
What's her house relic weapon?
It is a sword.
Oh.
Hold on 1 second there.
Mm.
Jesus Christ. I have the
Chill.
page and everything. Yeah, she goes, yes, Cernanos. Let me just spell it out for you.
Yeah. Just, put... Okay. I always did find it odd that a group of hunters had a sword for a relic instead of a bow.
She nods in almost agreement. She says, well, yes, we do tend to use we tend to have a bow as a main part of our repertoire. We do utilize swords, and in the occasion that she thinks for a moment, we hunt.
Point taken.
She's not good at this. Oh my god. I have to be like, okay, how do I make this more awkward all the time when I talk?
It's good. It's good. Well, I suppose that does make sense. For the time being, however, I do believe that Chill is in very good hands. My father has always made to it that, that Lance is kept very, very safe.
That is good.
Yes?
Oh my god.
Well, Reika, he's gonna, like, he was kind of flipping through the book the whole time, upon seeing that it's kind of useless. He'll just put it back. I don't want to hold you any longer. I'm sure you must be famished, or at the very least, you'd like to get your meal in before they close the dining hall.
Yes, it would be unfortunate if I starved. Ugh, fuck off.
Dad?
This guy named Scam Likely keeps calling me. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Well, I'll let you go then. You can enjoy your meal. We should be seeing each other rather soon, considering that classes are starting.
Yes, I look forward to learning alongside you.
Take care, Rika. And he'll give her a bow.
And she reaches out and she holds both of your hands and just brings it towards her a bit. And then she bows her head and then lets go of your hands. And to you as well.
Alright.
Her hands are cold as shit.
Yeah, that's what I figured. The polar opposite of Diane. Oh my god. Alright. Well, seeing as how this...
You met your whole house.
Yeah, I've met my under one undie. What do I call them?
Underlings?
I mean, because
My
we're all
goons.
classmates, but there are other blue wolves. So these are
Hmm.
like the special blue wolves.
Yeah, there's supposed to be. So I have a confession to make.
Yeah,
I made two more guys for each house,
really?
but I'll get to them another time. They'll be
Oh my
introduced
god.
slowly over the course, but you have more important blue wolf people.
Oh my god. So many player characters.
Hmm.
Well, seeing as how the library has really nothing of value right now until the school year starts, I gotta figure out somewhere else to go. Maybe I will go to the hot springs. I could use a bath. What could possibly go wrong? I'm not a girl. I'm not a girl. I'm not a girl character.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing could go wrong.
Nothing. Of
Nothing.
course.
You
Of
know what?
course.
I will patronize you, Timmy. I will patronize you.
Don't do
I
it.
will
I'm scared.
I will go to the hot springs to bathe. This just got 100 more views.
Okay. First iteration of the hot springs.
Oh god.
It's a solo trip.
Yeah,
I wish Nick was here. He'd go with you.
I'm minimizing the ability for antics to happen by going alone and being
Okay.
me. As long as Felix doesn't show up. So, and because I said that, he probably
Felix
will.
just shows up.
He just pops out of the water.
What are you? Oh my god. He's the one who started all the hot spring nonsense. Just right away.
Yeah,
He'd break down the walls.
just out of a sense of chaos, out of the
Hmm.
desire for chaos.
See, you head to the you head to the downward levels of Ira Bryn, and the hot spring entrance is actually built into the mountain. So you open up the door, which is a little hut sticking out of the side of sitting out of the mountain, and you head down this sort of tunnel like system until eventually you reach a desk manned by a dragonborn with the smallest set of glasses you ever seen. He's a he is a green, kind of like he is swamp green in his scales, and he is wearing he's wearing a light set of clothes, as you can imagine. You already feel the steam and the hotness, and you hear the splashes of water around going around going down the hallway. There are multiple doors that head to the left and head to right down this hall, and you are already uncomfortable and hot. This is the hottest you've been since you've exited Aurora.
Yeah, this is how Sigma's gonna train himself to get used to the weather.
Mm-hmm.
Um, good evening, sir.
Looks up at you. He says, he holds up one finger. One.
Yes.
He leans forward. He turns a book towards you, Ink and Quill. Just points at the a day. You see that it's a page full of people's names and the dates and such. Go ahead and sign there and jump in any bath you see.
I'll do so.
Okay. As you do so, he takes it back. He looks down on it. He goes, Vrokase,
That's correct.
welcome to the hot springs, Vrokase.
This may sound like a bit of an odd question, but is it supposed to Brandon? What the fuck? Brandon's in the normal thing, dude.
Let's jump up to him real
Oh my
quick.
god, the session's going. We're done.
Brandon.
Dude, who in the world let this guy in?
kind of came at the best time.
Or the worst time.
Uh, so we
Pause
won't
the
say
recording.
anything. We'll just let you read the scene. So,
Oh my
Sigma,
god.
you look down and you hear the sounds of people splashing around, and the steam hits your face, kind of draining, almost draining the colors, draining color from your face and draining sweat from you. You
Um,
can pick a bath.
he's gonna look at to the receptionist guy. Um, is it supposed to be so hot in here?
It's called the hot springs.
I know, but it's very, very hot. Uh, never mind. I'll just be on my way.
Don't melt, he says as you walk away. Um, so there's a lot of rooms in here and a nice twisty turny tunnel that leads you down. There's big springs, there's small springs. A lot of them you find are occupied with towel clad students. Mostly you see students. You don't see another blue wolf in here. That's one thing. Just straight up. You don't see another blue wolf in here. You see individuals kind of trying to tough it out. Some of them are talking and sort of just sweating, gasping, and shit like that. Eventually, you do find one where you can be on your lonesome.
Nice. That would be preferred.
Okay.
We're avoiding antics, Brandon. No anime here.
Yeah, you literally came in as we started going into the hot springs. Yeah.
This is the no fan service zone.
Sigma, you sit down on the bench next to a hot spring, and the heat. Oh shit, it's intense. Make a con saving throw.
Oh my god. Also, I'm not recording my desktop audio, so we're gonna be talking to no one when Brandon starts talking. I have to open my sheet again. Hold on. Con save?
Yeah, con save.
Oh my god, I'm gonna die. This is it. This is how the first house leader dies. In the hot springs. 7.
Oh no.
Forgot I have advantage on.
You sit down and you close your eyes and you're seething by this point. This heat's almost unbearable. You're sweating and you're trying to enjoy it. And in your mind you're thinking, why would anybody subject themselves to this? This is strategically dumb in every way possible.
Strategically dumb.
Strategically dumb. You're legitimately thinking like, why would somebody do this?
Mm-hmm.
Make another con save.
I'm about ready. I'm about ready. 5.
By this point, your hands are on your knees. You're kind of panting heavily. You're breathing hard. This shit sucks. You're trying to enjoy this, but god, you're almost on the verge of just running out of here.
I'll give it one more. Give it one more.
Give it one more try.
6.
Soon enough,
I'm gone.
You find yourself on your feet, and you're like, "All right, I'm gonna get out of here." You, you, it's been like 20 seconds.
Oh my god.
You walk out, placing the towel that you were given. You didn't even wrap it around yourself on the desk in front of the Dragonborn. He's like, "You done already?"
He's not even gonna say anything. He's just gonna go.
And you head out, your skin screaming for the nice cool air outside.
I wasn't born for this. We need cold springs where it's like a frozen lake or something.
Mm-hmm.
That would be nice.
If you stayed there for a couple of times, you would have gotten inspiration and relaxed. But
Wow. That didn't happen.
man, hot springs suck.
Never going back there.
you immediately storm out and just your skin screams in salvation as it just hits the cool night air. It's almost nighttime.
Man, what is it? What is it? Man, I was hoping that would be more than like 7 seconds. Now I gotta figure out what to do.
Now you know how truly horrible it is. Oh my god.
I can't. I was hoping to go in there and be like, oh, I can deal with the summer. I'm gonna die in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
Sigma's gonna die.
It probably didn't help that you were
He's
wearing
gonna
your kind
melt.
of wolf coat too.
Yeah.
Kind of attributed to it a little bit.
Yeah, he probably should have taken that off, but whatever. Okay. At this point, there's not a lot to do. And so I think the best option.
We can get Jenny in here.
No, 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 no. Oh, bye, Brandon. He's out of this thing. He's
Mm-hmm.
gone.
He told me his mom's working. He's being too loud.
Oh, okay. Well, you can go back.
You gonna go back?
Uh.
Hello?
Or not.
What's up?
I went back.
Oh, okay. So
um,
you go back in.
I think no, not in the. I left the call. I went to the other room.
Oh, okay. That you went to the hot springs.
No, I'm never going back.
All right, let's go.
Okay,
Okay.
now that we understand each other. Um, hmm. What? Okay. At this point, Sigma will take one final stop before he does anything else. He'll stop by the training grounds, like the training area, see if there's anyone there. Because there's kind of someone that might be there that he kind of wants to see.
Hmm. At the training grounds at this current moment, the sun has almost set by this point. So there's currently not a lot of people at the training grounds. From what you do see, you just see mostly students who are just kind of maybe packing up their stuff, talking about techniques and such. And there are some students that are currently practicing archery, firing at dummies. You notice that off to the side that there is currently a little spar going on between an elf and an elf where you don't know what house he's in. He's currently wearing a physical training outfit, but you see with one sweep, he knocks a Blackboard student off of their feet, and once they hit the ground with a huge, the elf points the weapon towards the chest of the Black Boar, and the student he says, "I yield, I yield."
Ha, loser. Well, this looks interesting enough. Get a little closer.
You get a little closer, and you see the elf goes, "You weren't even a challenge," and the student just kind of backs away. He says, "Is anybody here with a semblance on how to fight want to face me? If not, don't waste my time." Another student steps up, and there's the whole process. Eventually, they get into spar, and then that student is soundly defeated quickly. I didn't even break a sweat. And you see that this individual, this elf, he's very he's very stern, very serious in the face. He's elven, has a sort of a streak of platinum hair kind of going on behind him. He's a bit tannish. And make a perception check.
I feel like I've met this man before. 17.
Yeah, you saw him before kicking Linda's ass.
And then Helene one-shot him.
You saw him a couple of times swinging his weapon. Little bits of lightning surged through his wooden weapon, his wooden training sword.
Well, that's interesting. It's like I haven't done anything really strenuous today, aside from catching a giant fish. Sigma will step up closer. Um, excuse me.
He looks to you.
Perhaps you would be willing to spar with myself?
Pick up a weapon.
And he's gonna like, yeah, he'll get a lance.
You find a training lance, and it's gonna use your normal lance.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yes. Velkase.
What tipped you off?
He points his training sword towards you. Just kind of not answering your question. He goes, "Hey, prepare yourself."
He's gonna put his finger up. Sigma's gonna put his finger up. I haven't been in a fight all day. If you wouldn't mind, I'd like to just take a moment to warm myself up.
He puts his sword down. Go ahead. Do whatever you want.
And he's just gonna stretch out a little bit, take a few practice stabs, not trying too hard. Maybe initiate his blade song. I don't know. And then once he has that going on, he'll be like, "Ready when you are."
You see him hold. You see he gets poised. He gets into this pose. He holds the sword with a certain technique and refinery, and he rushes towards you. Make a initiative check. Initiative roll. Roll initiative. Fuck's sake. You
I'm
can't
not
roll
great
well with this
today.
guy.
I'm
Better
not
than
great
me.
today. I will say that much.
All right. You go ahead.
Well, before anything, Sigma is going to use his bonus action to cast Shield.
Mm-hmm.
Just, make this easier. And I'm going to stab this guy in the face.
Do it. You won't.
Wow.
Oh my
I
god.
go again.
It begins.
I go again.
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
There you go. Jesus.
Bam. 5. Wow. That is
It
not great.
begins. Oh my god. The number one rule of D&D is that if you make a badass character, he will always fail.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. It's not going to be as easy as Helene because I don't do 7,000 damage in a turn.
you take one swipe, stopping it right in the middle. He lets his guard down for a second, and as you kind of swing it, you stop dead right in the middle where he is, and you just thrust it forward, poking him in the chest. Damn it.
No. What's his dex?
His dex is 18.
What is it?
18.
Oh my god. Alright.
Yeah. But you and him are the fastest characters in the game.
Well, I'll keep that in
Um.
mind.
So, yeah, go ahead and recruit him. Okay, so next next turn your shield dies, or does it die at the end of your next turn?
It dies I assumed at the start of my next turn. Well,
If you
if you want to be technical,
including it
until the start of my next turn.
until the
So,
start of your next, so it's still up. It's still up.
yeah, it's still up, or else it would not be very good. Well, I didn't even need it.
It doesn't. Fuck this game,
I didn't
dude.
even need it. Why? We're just so quick, you know?
Everyone is like a blur. It's like a Naruto fight.
Yeah. Well, that's just my counter. It doesn't double me.
This is oh, sorry. This is the next
That
turn.
was the
Okay,
counter.
wipe that. Wipe that. Wipe that. Okay, so now it's your turn.
Yeah. Um. Hmm. Hmm. Should I re-up it? I should probably re-up it. Yeah, I'll re-up.
Oh shit, it
shield.
should be. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I
I
see
have
what you
no
mean.
I have no more spell slots though. Um, please. Eh? Eh?
That does not hit.
Oh my god, this is not great.
Also, his personal skill should be activated right now. I forgot about that.
Oh, he has one of those. Psh. Oh my god, I'm gonna lose this fight.
Oh god. Okay. So, God, this what a disaster. But for everyone else watching, it's really cool. You're finessing each other's blows. You're dodging and slashing back, and missing. You're deflecting, and he's gonna go in again.
Nope.
Did you shield? Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
you
I
did.
did. It doesn't matter. I have 17 AC without a shield. What is
Oh,
happening?
hmm.
What is happening? Well, now it's my turn. Now I'm done shielding forever
Okay.
because I only have 2 spell slots. Okay,
This is so. This is so dumb.
I need, I need a big hit here.
Do it.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
okay, all right. 13 total.
Nice, nice, nice.
8 more damage.
And he will count. This is his counter.
I'm dead.
Fucking
We're done.
finally.
Pack it up.
God. Oh my
I
god, the dragon lord.
have.
That's a one on the damage.
Okay, I don't have survivor anymore. I have to. Okay, now it's his turn.
Okay, cool. Hold on.
It's not. It's not the end of the world actually because it's a one-on-one. So I should be fine.
Mm-hmm.
I realize I have magic. I can
You got a
heal.
you have a lot of utility compared to the other lords.
Yeah,
You
I
you
can
can do
heal myself
you can do a bit of everything.
a little bit. Well,
Okay,
it's his turn.
he will wrong one.
That's no.
I mean, they're the same. Hmm. They are the same. They are the
Okay,
same rules.
24.
1 second.
Just roll the damage with the second one.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I am dead.
Oh shit. Um, two lightning damage on top of that.
I'm done.
You're simply knocked down, and you hit the ground, kind of flat on your back. But as soon as you kind of shake yourself awake, and look up, you see that he's holding out a hand towards you. Not bad.
He'll grab it.
And he lifts you up to your feet. Yeah, definitely better than a lot of the other rabble here.
Well, Sigmund
The
is
way
just
you
gonna
read
put
some
it.
of
Oh, go ahead.
this is, the way you read some of my blows. At points, I swear I thought I had you.
Well, in the end, you were victorious.
Hmm. Maybe next time it would be different.
We'll see. He's gonna put his lance back.
You did feel a little spark of lightning go through you at the last hit.
Oh, this guy's a cheater. Well, that didn't go well.
As you move past the
Just for
crowd of
posterity's
students,
sake.
huh?
That would have been nice. That would have been nice at any point during that fight.
That's a good ass roll.
That's a
Oh my
very
god,
good roll. I think I could
it just
damage too.
fucking betrayed. It just betrayed you. Roll another one. Roll the second attack out of that one. Could have came sooner, asshole.
That's
It's
like
got
that would have killed him. That round would have taken him out probably.
yeah, that would have.
Well, yeah.
It was coming.
Well, I don't think the AC helped.
Once you start leveling up, your personal skill gets leveled, and so your survivor starts going up, and then it'll eventually reach that. I think the max is 5
Ooh,
when you're at full health,
ooh.
and then your other people that are adjacent to you gains +4 to their AC.
Oh, my personal skill levels up?
Yeah, your personal skill.
Oh.
So
Oh.
everything in your personal skill will get upgraded as your levels go up. So level 10,
Oh.
it'll be +3. It'll be +3 to your AC and
Oh,
+2
okay.
to
I
others.
thought it was static. I was like, oh, this is pretty good. I thought it was static though. That's really. So it will eventually be a very big boost to a
Yeah,
lot of things.
it'll eventually. Yeah, let me look at it because I remember Survivor. Okay, so it'll be +3, and then
Plus
you
8
use your
AC.
and then and then your rally is gonna be +3 dexterity and +2 movement, and it's just gonna go up and up.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. I didn't know that they upgraded. I thought it was a static thing. Cause that's what I was thinking. I was like, well, +2 is really good now. Like when it was nerfed, I was like, it's really good now, but eventually it's not going to be as good. But if it's getting upgraded alongside other things, then
Mm-hmm.
it would be really
The max
it'd be
is
a
when you hit
little
level
high.
40, it's gonna be +5.
Yeah, so that
It's gonna be a lot.
I would have a very big number plus, intelligence going up and dex going up would increase AC,
You would be hard to
and
hit.
Song of Defense means I would take less damage if I use spell slots, which I'd have more of.
You're gonna be fine.
It'll be fine. I'm just a little weak right now compared to Miss One Shot, but she can't fight a crowd. I can fight with a crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Helene's like you know, she's like a boar. She one shots you.
Exactly.
I'm like a wolf. I hunt. I may not be the
Hunt
strongest
them
on my
down.
own, but I got my boys.
Pack tactics.
That being said, his name is Lone. His ability is called Lone Wolf. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe I should just steal him from the Crimson Griffins.
Yeah.
Vincent.
Vincent von Leidendar.
Well, yeah. I mean that went fine. Got to get that lance level up. Am I right?
Yeah. Okay, go ahead and add 30 experience to your lance level.
Okay. I don't even have this. Where is it? Proficiencies.
And 10 experience to your overall experience.
Okay. Is it 30 out of what? 100?
Hmm?
30 out of 100 for the
What's your
lance?
current spear level?
Level 3.
30 out of 300.
Okay, so I just have to spar him 9 more times.
Mm-hmm. And when you hit level 4, it's
Or
going to be
just fight other
400
people.
experience, and then you can probably get the
And then
rest after that.
so on and so forth. Okay.
Exactly.
Well, that nothing's gone well for Sigma tonight. um,
It Everything will eventually.
it will. It
You
will.
just need Felix's help.
Shh. Okay, before he retires, and before he retires to his room for the night, um, he's going to take a stop to Arturo's room real quick
Okay.
to talk to him.
So, knock on the door. Otter opens it a little bit, sees you, then opens it up all the way. You see his large blade, the Nodachi, currently sitting flat on the ground outside of its sheath, and a whetstone situated right next to it. It gleams. It gleams dangerously in the moonlight.
May
And
I?
you walk in. Just, yes, of course. Closes the door behind you. And he picks up the blade and he just sheaths it.
Sigma's gonna look towards the door for a second. Haruo, are we safe in here?
What did you say?
Are we, am I safe in here?
Yes, my lord. I will assure it.
Sigma's gonna look at him and sort of drop his half smile that he always has on. I'm sorry you've had to put up with this for so long.
It's quite fine, my lord. I understand why. The festivities of Ira Bryn are weighing down on you, are they not?
He's gonna go over and... Is there a chair in the room?
Yes.
He's gonna just sit down in a chair, like rest his arm on the armrest. It's not really that. Having to put on that persona for so long is frustrating, to say the least.
You interact with people that you usually do not interact with, my lord. It must be draining.
Yeah, that's one way to put it. But so far, it's working as I anticipated it to. People really underestimate you when you have such a cowardly outside. Either way, I talked to Felix Umbrafel after you departed. He shared some interesting thoughts with me. Apparently, although I don't know how much I can really trust what he says, he was trying to get you out of the picture.
And why might he do that?
He's gonna point towards his unoccupied sleeve.
Mm-hmm.
He knows who you are. I suppose in his mind, having a, well, disgraced noble is a downside for our house. Hold on.
Here you are.
Um,
He just goes, and what shall we do about him?
for the time being, nothing. He has a valuable resource for us.
He sees me as an obstacle to you.
I suppose so. But
You catch Arturo, whose hand is around the grip of the handle of his weapon. His grip tightens with a quiet anger.
I need you to stay calm, Arturo. I know it's difficult, but I assure you, your vengeance is coming. You just need to be patient with me.
I have been waiting for 10 years. I will see this through.
In other news, he also offered to get Elias expelled if need be. I turned him down for right now. I want to get more information out of the boys before we throw them away. But I do think we can use him. Elias, that is.
What? And if it's okay for me to ask, what do you plan on using the boy for?
You saw how quick he was to stand up for you?
Hmm. Very very temperish, rash. a fool.
Indeed. The way I see it, he could be our safety valve. He could take the fall for something that we want to do. If I ever find the desire to do something more risky that involves attacking a different house, perhaps I could convince him to be involved. Who knows? He's trying to do what he finds right, but he doesn't quite understand that how that's such a bad idea in this school. In other words, uh, I was able to meet the other member of our house that will be part of our little group. I don't know if you ever met Rika Venetas.
Venatus is not a stranger name to me.
Well, she's the heir to that house. Interesting girl. Very, quiet, blunt. But she's loyal to the Blue Wolves. She should be a good asset to us.
It seems as if we are graced with good allies for the years to come, my lord.
That's the plan. As much as I hate to admit it, I do think Felix is on our side. My father and his parents have long been, at least, acquainted. House Vilcase has used the House of Whispers for a lot of things. If they have that level of trust, then I can't imagine Felix would do anything stupid enough to injure that relationship.
He closes his eyes. That house. You never know what they're skipping, my lord. I recommend you exercise caution.
Of course. I still don't trust him. I just don't think he'll do anything that will harm his own house. For the time being, at least. He's gonna just sort of like rest his chin on his hand. Things are moving fast already. If I had to guess, this is going to be a very normal school year, at least for a few months, till something happens. But for the time being, I ask, continue to be a diligent student. Don't be too cold to the boars. They want to help. And of course, that will be of great value to us.
He nods. Understood, my lord. I have a question.
Hmm?
The whereabouts of Circe's Lunan. Has he arrived at the school yet?
Not that I'm aware of. So far, I've met two of the Silver Lions, at least the ones that appear to be of any importance. One is a tiefling girl, very energetic, Diane Luclara. She's the daughter of one of the teachers that'll be assisting me. And then there's Linda Alistair. I'm sure you may remember that last name.
At that, his face rises and he looks towards you. He doesn't say anything. You don't see anything past his cold eyes.
I had the misfortune of stumbling upon and interacting with her. She challenged me to a duel, says she has something against nobility, and she knows what her family has done to mine. I'm still considering whether or not I want to actually go through with that duel. If I'm to be honest, she's quite a skilled fighter. Gave Helene a run for her money.
You see Otero, his chest inflates for a second, and then it's just let out with one deep sigh. Alistair.
I don't.
Silver Lion House would surely be an adversary going forward.
That's the plan. If we're to accomplish what I have planned while we stay at this school, then it's only a matter of time before we have a more hostile relation with those people. But for the time being, there's no open hostility, at least between the majority of our houses. Setting foot in that dining hall, I see a lot of young, naive people. They think that this is going to be a fantasy land where they get to explore other cultures and learn about how to become great leaders and warriors. And for some of them, I'm sure that'll be true, but we have a different goal. Of course, to accomplish said goal, we have to fit in for the time being. And he sort of closes his eyes for a second and regains his little smile. And thus, we must keep up our appearances, as painful as they may be. He's gonna stand up.
Of course. I'll be diligent as ever, my lord.
I trust you, Otero. All I need is for you to make sure that you keep yourself out of trouble. I don't assume those silver lions will give you any more trouble. But if they do, we can't strike back yet. Not immediately.
Of course. I will wait as however long as it might take.
As he goes towards the door. By the way, when we first arrived, I recall that the second in command at this school took you aside for a long while. I hope he didn't give you too much trouble now, did he?
No. He was just informing me of my position in the school. He knew who I was. He thought I would be trouble. And he was just outlining the expectations of me and my behavior throughout the school year.
He's gonna go over to Otero and put a hand on his shoulder. I assure you, Otero, I'm doing everything in my power to restore your family name. And whether or not that requires sacrifice, I'll see to it.
And if by any points on that path, if you need anyone to be cut down, I will be your sword, my lord.
I expect nothing else. They should dread the north, Otero. They're going to learn to do that.
They will.
Well, I'll let you be for the rest of the night. We do have classes starting rather soon, so if there's anything you need to take care of before then, I'd recommend you get on it first thing in the morning.
He nods. I won't be doing much. I'll be staying in here until the opening ceremony starts.
Understood. Well, if I need anything, I'll appear. And if you need anything from me, I'm sure I'll be around somewhere.
He nods again. A question, my lord.
Go ahead.
Pardon me if I am out of place, but Sibelius, what is your opinion of
Oh, man. She's very confident in her ability. Dare I say, she's even arrogant. And yet, she seems to believe that everything she's ever gained was from her own ability. She doesn't quite understand how privileged she has been. All I'll say is, it won't take much to cause her to come crumbling down. But she is rather powerful. So how I use her will be flexible for the time being. All I need to do is gain her trust, after all. And I don't think that will be too big of a problem. The way I see this going is that, things will get a little bit worse for us. Perhaps we'll have an argument. Maybe she'll lose a fight against me. And then we take that downward spiral and turn it back around. I gain her trust. We become friends. And then, I suppose we go from there.
After you finish, Arturo places a fist up to his chest, bows his head. He goes, I trust in your infinite wisdom, my lord.
See you around, Arturo. He'll
Farewell.
exit the room.
You notice that during that entire time, when you were talking about Helene, his expression gets more and more intense. He has a quiet storm brewing inside of him. And you leave, closing the door behind you.
Sigma's gonna look around briefly. I hope you're not hiding anywhere, Felix.
Son of a bitch. Fucking called me out. Stepping out of the shadow, hands in his pocket, relaxed smile on his face. Hello there. What a coincidence.
You know, your ability to remain hidden is almost predictable at this point. Perhaps you should try not stalking me for a brief moment. Then you'd really get in my head, I suppose.
Oh, Lord, my lord, I'm already predictable to you, am I? Oh, that's not very good. I'll make sure to take that under criticism. He smiles.
I assume your ears were wide open for this duration.
What did you say again?
I assume your ears were wide open for the time I was in Arturo's room.
What do you mean, my lord? He places a finger over his lips. He goes, I heard nothing.
Sigma's just gonna start walking by him, and as he passes, he's just gonna give him a hand on the shoulder. That's what you should say.
He smirks in response. You keep walking.
Yeah.
You keep walking, and you hear him a a low chuckle in his stomach. Eventually turns to one of malice and pride as he walks the other way from you.
Sigma's going to go back to his room
And retire.
for the night.
Okay, and that is where we'll call it.
Man, we are evil, aren't we?
Oh shit, we're evil as shit, man.
This is going to be interesting.
This is gonna be a great campaign.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll see what happens with this
We
this house.